Season 2 of the Bait Boys podcast is brought to you by 8-Bit Baits, the highest quality color-shifting pigments for bait makers by a bait maker. Welcome to the Bait Boys podcast, where satisfaction is guaranteed. We don't know whose satisfaction or where they are or what they're satisfied about, but it's guaranteed. My name is Jesse with Freak Baits. We found him. My name is Jesse with Freak Baits Custom Fishing Lures. And as always, I am joined by the baddies of bait making, Trevor from Peak Baits and Anthony from Lazy Baits Co. Gentlemen, how are you this evening?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Yeah.
After 30 episodes of doing this, that's still all I get is good.
Yeah.
But it's
So
fine.
satisfied.
It's fine.
I'm doing swell, Jesse. How was your evening?
It was great. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Anyway, we are also joined by none other than Michael, a.k.a. Baitchuckin, a.k.a. the mastermind behind your favorite bait pigments, 8-Bit Baits. Michael, how are you this evening, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, fully satisfied over here. So this is a great evening. We're off to a great start.
We'll check that one off the box, right? I made that promise not knowing that I could fulfill it. And look at that. We did. Great. Well, thanks for joining us. And thank you for being the awesome sponsor of the entirety of season 2 of the Bait Boys podcast with 8-Bit Baits.
Yeah. I love what you guys are doing, man. This is good stuff.
We appreciate it.
Thanks,
And
man.
we've got a lot of great things planned. Some of the things we're going to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
A big one.
I'm excited.
But we'll get to that in just a minute and more with Michael on all things Baitchuckin and 8-Bit Baits. But first, I really only have one announcement. Do you guys have any additional announcements other than
I'd like to know how Trev's doing. No one asked Trev how he was doing this evening.
I did ask him. I asked him at the beginning. I asked both of them.
Did you? Was I not paying attention? Is this my fault?
I'm
No, that's
feeling
not your
like I'm like a baddie over here.
Daddy Trev.
I've never
Baddie.
been called that, but I'm gonna own it right now.
You better. Well,
I am.
I'm glad you're doing well. But
Thank
yeah, my only announcement is just to reiterate, that's a word, that we are now on Patreon. And once again, I want to clarify that all the money that we collect through Patreon, minus whatever fees they take, goes directly back into the channel. So if you're looking for a way to support the channel, we've got some very low tiers set. So we're not expecting anybody to shell out big bucks every month. And we do provide things in return. So if you want to check that out, the link is down below. All of it goes directly back into the channel as far as upgraded equipment, better experiences, better stuff in general for you, the viewer. It doesn't go in our pockets. So
Snacks?
we pay for that out of our own money. I don't know how many times I have to tell you that, Anthony.
How come Patreon over OnlyFans? I'm curious.
Oh, that's coming. And you
If
will
Patreon
do
doesn't work
too.
out, that's the next step.
I mean, people want that explicit bait making content, you know? So
I'm sure they don't. Sure they don't. Not from us anyway, but maybe from you, Michael. Maybe that's another.
no, I'm good. I'm good.
It's a
I
passive
pay
income
Anthony
for
to
you.
make my baits. So, you know.
You just have to film 2 versions of your videos, one. Anyway, but yeah.
We took a left turn at Albuquerque here. I don't know what happened. It's my fault.
The
It's fine.
usual.
I'm sorry.
That's what makes this podcast so special is you never know what's going to happen next. We don't even know what's going to happen next. But yeah, check that out. Check out Bait Boys merch. We're now on Facebook, which is going. It's going. I don't know. I don't see it. I follow it from my page, but I don't. Anthony, how's Facebook going?
It's good. It's automated from Instagram. So until it starts picking up, I just leave it alone and let it post there.
Well, if you don't have Instagram and you want to follow us on Facebook, you can now. The link is down in the description, along with our other social medias and websites and things like that. But that's all. That's all I have. Do you guys have anything for Bait Boys wise that you can think of? I know. We have a big announcement coming in a minute, but that's a whole segment on its own.
I got nothing. You covered it, man.
Fair enough. Well, I guess we can move on then. So, Michael,
Yeah.
feels like we just talked, but thank you for coming back. This is your second guest appearance on the podcast.
I'm honored. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome anytime. And I'll leave a card up in the corner. I don't know which corner, but it'll be there to the first episode that we had Michael join us for in season 1. Yeah, there-ish, or maybe here-ish, or maybe
One of the
here-ish.
corners
It's
will
gonna
have
be
the
on- it's gonna
link.
be-
Well, that depends on how I edit it. But anyway, make sure you check that out. We got a lot of backstory from Michael on that one, so we're going to be diving a little bit more into Chuckin' and 8-Bit Baits with this episode. But Michael, for anybody that did miss the last episode, why don't you just give us a brief introduction of who you are and what you do?
Well, my name is Michael. I go by Baitchuckin on YouTube and Instagram, and that's where I post the majority of my content. I'm the owner of 8-Bit Baits. 8-Bit Baits also has an Instagram account. We have a YouTube page as well, but there's only one video on it because Baitchuckin is really where I keep most of my posting. I leave that for like company specific stuff. So someday when I can start to hire employees, we'll get that page going. But yeah, owner of 8-Bit Baits, and I primarily, I try to teach people how to make soft plastic baits here on YouTube. That's my kind of goal. I started my whole channel as an experiment in content creation, 3 years ago now. I actually just told the story in my recent video, and it's grown. The community's been great. And I was inspired by, Chris Jones to start my channel, like a lot of others have been. He's the OG, and watching Adam, what he's doing, and of course, Marling Baits, and those three got me going. And now I'm a part of the community, and we got a whole new slew of new people coming in now. And I think 3 years in, it's kind of really cool to see there's this like whole like YouTube bait community popping up. Like people are moving over, and I'll say the non-toxic people are moving over. You mentioned Facebook earlier. I stay off of Facebook because
Same.
it can be, Facebook is Facebook.
A cesspool.
So
It's a cesspool.
yeah, it's toxic. I'm going to say it. Y'all are toxic on Facebook, so I stay out of that swimming pool. I swim over here in YouTube land. And the water's nice, and more people are coming over here, and all the creators are supporting each other, which is great to see, especially with the craziness in the world today. So I think we got a cool thing going. So yeah, I'm just a YouTube bait maker, a guy who started off in his garage, like I think the majority of us, and have been able to grow something into where like we just upgraded to a shop. And hopefully if it keeps going good, I can actually quit my day job someday. That'd be great. Then I don't
That's
have to
the
work
dream.
2 jobs.
Right? That's the
Yeah,
dream.
that's the goal.
2,
Yeah.
4 jobs.
Exactly. It's rough out there.
It is. That's great. And yeah, we're going to get to more on your new shop. I've got some questions for you about that
Yeah.
here in just a second. I watched that video. I loved it. And, but first I alluded to a big announcement that has to do with all of us here a little bit earlier. And it also has to do with all of you watching or listening out there. We just did a contest between the 3 of us, Trevor, Anthony, and I, utilizing 8-Bit Baits to make our own version of a fire tiger that highlights some of the 8-Bit Bait products. Now, we've already announced the winners on the winner and the placing on Instagram, but I will say this, that only 1 vote separated each place. So it was very, very, very close. But
And I paid for my votes, and I still only got 1 vote difference.
No,
But I did win.
You did win. Anthony is the winner. I came in second, Trevor in third, which I didn't see that happening.
The tables have turned.
Yeah,
That's
Trevor.
okay.
But no,
You earned it.
again, it was very, very close. Thanks to everybody who voted. If you're watching this and you have not responded to the comment that was replied to your comment, I don't know, I'm confusing myself. But if you won, we did reply to your comment on that last video. So if you entered and you're watching this, go check it, because we still haven't heard from a couple of people. So make sure, we want to send you these baits. We still got them as of right now. So make sure you're going to check that. Going forward, anytime we're doing anything like that, we're going to have people include their Instagram handle, because I thought you could message people on YouTube. You can't anymore. That was a early 2000s thing, apparently.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know you ever could on YouTube.
Yeah. Way back when you could send direct messages, but I don't know when they got rid of it. But
Wow.
I was wrong whenever we discussed it previously. Anthony even said, should we have them leave their Instagram handle? I'm like, nah, I can message them. No, I could not. So I just replied to all your comments if you won. So go check that and reach out if you got the congratulations comment replied. But I did, when we kicked off that contest, I said we would be kicking off another contest. And this time it doesn't include us. Well, it kind of does, because we're the judges. The contestants, that's all of you. out there. And all 4 of us will be the judges of this contest. And we are calling it the 8-Bit Baits Bait Boys Battle Royale. That's a lot of B's.
Yeah. Say it 5 times. Go ahead.
8-Bit Baits Bait Boys Battle Royale. I'm not going to do it 5 times. We don't have time for that.
He practiced.
Yeah.
That was too good.
Yeah, and I fumbled it on the first one. It is what it is. We'll leave it in. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about this contest. And we are going to have 2 different categories. So whether you make hard baits or you make soft plastics, you will be able to enter and you will have your own category. There's going to be 2 different categories. And it's very, very easy to enter. All you have to do is make a bait using whatever 8-Bit Baits products that you would like to use. It can be a soft plastic or a hard bait. And you need to take the best pictures you can of that bait to highlight all the features and email them to us at baitboyspodcast@gmail.com. We are then going to take all of those entries, again, 2 categories, hard baits, soft baits, and rank them against each other. You will be judged on the overall aesthetic of your bait, the creativity that you put into it, and your highlight of the usage of 8-Bit Baits. So you'll be judged on those 3 categories. We won't get it. We'll do a video later on exactly how they're going to be ranked and scored. But send those pictures to us at baitboyspodcast@gmail.com, along with your social media handles, your Instagram handle, your links. It would be even better. And a list of whatever 8-Bit Baits products you used in making your bait. We want to know exactly what products you use, and we want to know down to the color, right? If you're using the Hollow Shift, we want to know that it's Vice City. If you're using Pixie Dust, we want to Siren Scales, whatever it is, we want to know exactly what product line you used and what color. So make sure you have a comprehensive list included in that email.
Leave
Right.
us a little story too. Like
Yeah.
how you did it, why you did it. Like I used the Siren Scales in this way because whatever.
Yeah.
I was feeling hungry that day.
Extra points for creativity as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Yeah, that's a category.
When the judging happens, I'm going hard on creativity.
Fair enough. But yeah, we are going to run this contest for a little while to give you plenty of time. If you already have 8-Bit Baits products, you can get started right away. If you don't, we're going to give you some time to order those, get those in, and use them. I promise, and I'm not just saying this because 8-Bit Baits is the sponsor of this season. If you try them, you will love them. So make sure you order it, get it in time.
But you're paid to say that. Come on.
I would have said it even if it
Too
wasn't
kind.
paid to.
Too kind.
Because I believe it. We don't
He's paid, folks.
allow sponsors on here that we don't believe in. So, but yeah, so pictures of your bait, your Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, however we can get a hold of you, and the comprehensive list of whatever 8-Bit products you used. Make sure you include that in the email, send it to baitboyspodcast@gmail.com. You have until April 30th to get your entries in. So the date that this is going live is February 1st. So that's 3 months. You have 3 months to get to get your bait made, get your pictures and everything sent into us. Oh, and your story, if you want to, about if you have a backstory for your bait or why you made it or how you made it, then feel free to include that, because we are going to be rating on creativity, and that can add to that. But yeah, get that all into us by April 30th. And then the 4 of us are going to get together and go through and judge you. I don't know. I can't think of a better way of putting that. We're going to judge you.
We're going to judge you.
And
We're going to judge the bait. I mean, not
Yeah,
them
not-
personally. We're going to
oh yeah, the
judge
bait.
the
We're going
bait.
to judge the bait. There will be no personal judgment, just of the bait. But
I got a question.
yeah. So go ahead.
Now, can they enter, is it just one entry, or can one person say enter 2 or 3 entries, like one in each category, or how is that going? Just out of curiosity.
I would
In
say
case I'm wondering.
you guys tell me, but my initial thought is you can only have 1 entry per category, but you can enter both categories. Do you think that's...
Yeah, I think that's fair. That gives you 2 entries total. One, you get to, fight in both courts. I think that's good.
I like that.
So make your entry count.
That's right.
Bring your best. Bring your best.
But wait, Jesse, tell them what they can win.
What can they win? Great question. Let me tell you. So we will have 1 winner from each category, and each winner gets a $250 eGiftcard to the 8-Bit Baits online store, provided
yeah.
That's exciting.
graciously by Michael and 8-Bit Baits. Yeah, so it's a big prize this time. That can get you a lot of.
I can get you a lot of
pixie
gear.
dust.
You can get set up with that. That's a good starter kit right there. That'll make a
Absolutely.
lot of baits, because if you use the product, a little bit goes a long way.
Mhm.
I know people, they get the little 1 gram jar and they're like, what? It's only 1 gram. But like that will last you a long time if you use it properly.
It definitely will.
I'm gonna be honest. That was me at first. I was like, these are so tiny. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't take a
because
lot.
I'm used to, like, when I was dabbling with soft baits at first, like, you get the cheap powder on Amazon and you're putting like half a cup in, basically. Not half a cup, but whatever, half a teaspoon, and it's still like you barely see it. But then you use the hollow shift and you're like, I see this a lot now that I'm watching more of the soft bait YouTubers. It's like I'm using a 30-second of the hollow shift, and then it's like perfectly purple, and it's like, geez.
Yeah, that's the
doesn't
thing people
take
don't
much.
understand. 40 microns is very, very tiny. So like there's a lot of actual granules in that little 30-second of a teaspoon scoop. I love watching new like YouTube channels pop up, or when people grab the stuff and they're making a video for the first time. And I cringe. They're like, oh, we're going to start off with like a full 16th or an 1/8. And I'm like, no, oh God, that's such a waste. Don't do it. You're wasting money and powder. And yeah,
That's me.
Yeah.
I'll just put this whole jar in. It's like,
Oh,
even
this must
like-
be a single serving size. Yeah.
opens up a black hole into another universe. of, like, color.
There's too much shift.
Even with the mica shift lineup, people are still, they're used to, cheaper grade micas from Amazon and stuff. So they want to put a bunch in. It's like, no, you don't. This is, we're talking top quality here. You don't need, it's highly concentrated, just a little bit off the top, a little scoop. We're same with the interference powders. Like you need probably half as much as the other guys. You just a little bit goes so far, and the effects are very potent. So, you don't need much. So they do last a long time.
Definitely. So yeah, get your orders in or bust out your 8-Bit Baits jars and get ready to make some baits and send those to us. I won't go through everything again, but I'll leave all the rules and how to enter below. One thing I will say is you don't have to use exclusively 8-Bit Baits products.
No, not at all. No. Yeah.
But we definitely want to be able to tell that you use them. Right. We want to be able to see it. It needs to be a feature of your bait. So that's what we'll say. It doesn't have to be just that. Obviously, there's a lot of great products out there, and I use a whole slew of different things on each bait. So I can say confidently that it's okay if you use other things, but make sure that we can tell that you used 8-Bit Baits products. And yeah, and you could win a $250 e-gift card to the 8-Bit Baits store. That's no chump change for sure. But thank you for doing that and being willing to put that up, Michael. We appreciate it. And what do you hope that all the bait makers out there that enter, what do you hope they get out of participating?
Well, I think it'll be fun to do something as a community. I think it's great when everyone can kind of work together, submit stuff, chatting in, the YouTube comments or, Instagram, whatever, tagging each other. Rising tide raises all ships. So if we can get a whole community together and everyone's tagging Bait Boys, tagging each other. I mean, I'll obviously repost it on the 8-Bit account on Instagram. It's just fun, and I hope people try something, new, or maybe discover a new process. I think that's what's cool to me is when I see other people, they're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to try like a skin pour, and I'm going to like do some dusting and actually paint the scales on, or do like dipping sometimes like I do in my other videos. Like there's so many different ways to use the powders. So hopefully people will discover a new way to use it, or try something new, stumble upon something, and hopefully, they enjoy it, and then they'll get to buy more when they win. So
Definitely.
Right.
And if you need some inspo, Anthony put out a video on how to level up your Fire Tiger using 8-Bit Baits, where he got pretty creative with some of the products there. If you want an idea of how you can utilize some of these products, then go check that out. We'll leave a link down in the description to that. I'll throw a card up too, but don't leave the episode because that'll kill our retention rate.
Yeah.
Open it in a different tab and watch it when
New
you're done.
window, new tab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, we're very excited about it. I'm excited. I hope we get a ton of entries. I want to see everybody's best attempt. I think it's going to be really, really cool. We'll also be sharing entries as they come in on our Instagram stories so people can kind of see what's out there, what's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And we're working on possibly putting together a gallery on our website as well. We haven't really discussed that beyond wanting to, but I think it's doable. So we'll have a gallery of all the entries, hopefully on our website. Probably not when this episode airs, but by the end of the contest. So yeah, but yeah, the 8-Bit Baits Bait Boys Battle Royale with cheese, I should say. If you know, you know. But the next thing I want to chat about with you, Michael, and we alluded to it a little bit earlier, but you just moved into a fancy new shop.
Yes.
So what was that?
Don't
like?
call it fancy, but it's awesome.
Fancier than what I got.
Yeah, so we just finally moved out of the garage, and we had been saving for a little bit, and 8-Bit's been doing really well. And we were on a wait list for kind of some workshop space. I'm lucky where I live, there's like a private airport, and they have a bunch of hangars that they rent out for different, shop spaces and businesses and so forth. And one came up, and I was like literally like 6 or 7 on the list, because it's like a 2-year wait list. And so this, sorry. So
I've got a 15-year-old son. I can't get away from it. Sorry. It's my fault.
Sorry.
I didn't mean to derail you. You're good.
So I was further down on the list, and it's typically like a 1.5 to 2 year wait list to get spots in there. And it is one of those things that like happened so fast. I was literally in the airport getting ready to fly out to Arkansas for a meeting for work, like my day job. And I get this phone call. I thought it was spam, so I didn't answer it. And luckily they left a message, and it was the airport. And this was like the week before Christmas. And they're like, hey, we got an opening, and like we called everyone in front of you. It's just bad timing for everyone. No one can afford it. So like you're up if you want it, And I'm like, well, can you send me some pictures? I'm like literally traveling, but I could be there like Wednesday afternoon. I land Wednesday morning, and they were cool enough to like hold it, and they sent me some pictures, and I went and took a look at it, and the price was too good to pass up. I mean, I'm used to like San Francisco Bay Area prices. So then I get out here and I see this price, and I'm like, sold, done. Where do I sign? And it's cool. Like it's a blank shop, and there is the power's in there. So I mean, the tenant before me didn't run anything. So you have to cover that yourself. And obviously any construction work you do, I'm stuck leaving for whoever gets it after me. But so I'm already getting quotes. We're going to get, full power run down both sides of the shop. We got 300 amp box in there with 220 and 3-phase. So if we ever wanted to do like full on production, we could. I don't know if I have room for, first I'm like, we're going to do production. And then I put all my crap in there, and I'm like, we do not have any room for production. But no, it's cool. So like, the back side of the shop is like personal storage. I was able to, consolidate some storage units. I got room for my drum set. So that's set up in the corner so my son and I can play. And I got my little, the boat in there, the mini boat, Sweet and Low, I call her, for our ponds here where I live. And we got the whole 8-Bit, like, retail side of it on one side. And that's where my wife spends most of her day packing orders for everyone. And then the other side is the film set. And so I moved the whole bait making station over. So that's where I make the soft plastics, but it's the film set for the YouTube channel. So that's now the backdrop is at the shop. And now it's cool because, I got enough room. I got the full, I used to do like beginner woodworking. So I got all my wood tools set up. And now I literally just yesterday finished my airbrush station and lead pouring station because, Epic's getting more into lead molds. So we're going to do more lead and dipping. And I do want to get into hard baits. Like I said in my video, I was one of the first people to sign up for Marling's Fish with Your Masterpiece course. I got Tupelo wood on standby. And now that we got the shop and everything going, like we're going to document the process, and it'll be horrible. But like, I want to start to add some of that into the channel as well. Thanks to all the support of all of the viewers out there, people supporting 8-Bit, watching the channel. The whole company is propped up by everyone watching this, and people supporting buying 8-Bit products. So we're in a very fortunate position to where my day job covers what we need as a family. So like 100% of all the 8-bit money just gets dumped right back into 8-bit. So I don't have to worry. I know the way a lot of people run businesses is different. And there's like lots of different costs and stuff you have, especially if you're making baits out of your garage and stuff. But we're very fortunate to where, because we can live off of my day job and we moved someplace where it's cheaper now, our rent is much cheaper than it was in the Bay and so forth. So we've shifted financially around where all that money goes right back into the business. So now it just goes into paying rent and, buying pigments and, stuff like that. And not only do we have the shop, but we're able to, start to exhibit more. I don't know when we want to work that into the show, but we just got signed up for ICAST. So, big bomb drop here.
Yeah.
So we're starting to make some more, I would say, commercial level moves. And so like the goal with the shop is, I've had a lot of requests from people, even small garage guys, they want to order in bulk. Hey, how do I get commercial pricing? I want to order, more than 5 grams at a time of this one color. And, in our garage at home, I don't have the room for that, or we just didn't. We have all our cars and everything's packed in there. Now at the shop, I've already got more storage racks. You guys, since you've seen the video, more racks are up. We got 3 new color lines. We're getting ready to launch Moon Dust here on Monday. We got more mica shift colors coming, more hollow shift colors coming. And I have room now to actually order in bulk, like even larger orders now. So the goal is to get up to larger, more commercial orders as we take on larger accounts, hopefully start to work with some bigger bait makers. And that's kind of the goal of ICAST too, right? To get to ICAST, maybe we can, connect with some other larger bait companies and start to get some color shifting pigments out there. People know who use them. There's a reason everyone keeps buying more. The fish love it. That color change is so realistic to the way bait fish change colors and camouflage. And it hopefully helps people sell more baits. Hopefully people can charge a premium for their baits over the other guy who's not using 8-bit pigments. That's my goal, because I know that a lot of people fish or make baits for pleasure, but there's a lot of you all running businesses too. So I'm trying to do my best as a supplier to give you all something to help uplift your own brands too. That's the goal. We all want to make money, right? So that's the end goal. So
Eventually.
right, someday. Yeah. So
break even, maybe. No, that's great. Go ahead, Anthony. I talk
was
enough
going to
for all
say
of us.
something. I already forgot. Go on.
I was just going to say, like, the way that impacts the bait making community is huge, right? Like, it's whenever you have people like you and like Jason and Amanda from Epic who they're maker centric, like they want the guy in his garage or the girl in their garage to be able to make premium quality stuff using premium quality materials. And they, it's not they're not the cheapest molds. These aren't the cheapest pigments, but you get what you pay for in those things. And
exactly. That's why I align with them so well. They have it on their Instagram, and Amanda has it up on their wall. The quote that drives them is "Only the best is good enough."
Mm-hmm.
The quote that drives me is a Steve Martin quote, which is "Be so good they can't ignore you," and like that's what drives me. And it's the same premise. It's like, be the absolute best. And if you can deliver the best quality, the best customer service, the community will follow. They will grow.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a bait maker like everyone else. I started in a garage. I started watching Chris Jones like everyone else. And I think that's some of I hate to use the term, but like the authenticity of it versus other people who just kind of come in from the outside, or they see a hot trend and then try and hop on it. It's like, I'd like to think I'm in the community. I mean, I watch a lot of, YouTube channels, and I've talked to, I won't throw names out there, but I've talked to larger channels than me, and they're like, how do you watch YouTube? I don't even have time. I barely have time to like comment on a couple people's channels. Like, I'm all up in every channel's comment section. I live in YouTube. This is what I do. So it's like, I'm a part of the community, So, and to me, that's what it's all about. I learned from watching YouTube. I've learned so many skills from watching YouTube. And as a content creator, I love uplifting and helping other content creators because I know how hard it is to like make a long form, 20-minute video. I mean, you're talking about, what would normally be like 15 minutes in your garage to make a bait. It now becomes a 2.5-hour process because you got to film everything. and get it from the angle and do like, you know, mix that. Okay, well, there goes that cup. I get a new cup of plastisol. Got to get this right, you know, for the shot. And, you know, even like, and you see it like with Adam at SDG, shout out to Adam. He does his uncuts, you know, so he does uncut. It's still like 20 minutes, but I know, and he knows when it's an edited video, that's a 2-3 hour job. So it's, you know, there's a lot of added time in there, but it's fun. The best thing for me are the comments that I see, I get emails and they're just like, I tried this thing, or I saw this recipe from your video and it was so awesome. It like helped me catch a fish. I had people tell me like, your videos are so easy to follow. I can just like pull it up and do the recipe and I don't have to guess, like, you know, thank you. And so I try and like keep it edutainment, you know, fun for everyone, but also educational. I'm just here to share knowledge, you know. I'm just searching for the best and I'm just taking everyone along for the ride, you know.
Well, I can say we all appreciate it because it's not easy, right? I make some YouTube videos once or twice a year. And other than these, I make these too, but these are easier. And you're right. What would normally take me if I was just trying to make a wooden bait would take me a day, depending on how complex it is. But if I try to film it, I'm a week in, like just because of different steps. And it's like, you got to think about the angle and you got to remember to hit record, which I've forgotten to do a few times. And it's not easy. So, but I think my favorite part of it is the end product. Like once you filmed everything, once you've edited, I don't like any of that part.
Oh, well, that's just
but I love watching it when it's done. Yeah. Editing's a whole nother time block. That's a whole nother set of hours. Yeah, exactly. And it takes me longer to edit than it does to make the bait sometimes.
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
But my favorite part is the end product. I love watching the video once it's done. Like, I don't know if you feel the same way, but it's the payoff for me. And then sharing it with other people and getting, you know, good or bad reactions is because it helps, you know, the bad ones help you get better, or they're just mean people that like to hang out.
It's okay. I always go back to, do you ever see, I may have said this in the last podcast, the Howard Stern movie, Private Parts?
No, we didn't talk about that. Yeah.
There's a whole scene in that movie where they do all the ratings, you know, about Howard Stern. And they're like, oh, you know, the average Howard Stern fan listens for like an hour. The average Howard Stern hater listens for like 4 hours. And they're like, well, if they hate him so much, why do they listen? And it's like, well, because they want to hear what he'll say next. So it's like a lot of times those haters are the ones actually watching you more intensely than the casual person. So I appreciate all engagement, good, bad, thumbs up, thumbs down, nasty comment or not. I mean, the nasty ones are just going to get, you know, YouTube gets rid of them before I even get a chance to see them, which is fine by me. I like to keep positive. It's gotten much better over the years. But yeah, YouTube will get rid of a bad comment real quickly now.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
Definitely.
that. Oh yeah. The AI is always watching.
Yeah. I've left a few comments that it erased immediately, and I'm just kidding. It was only on our videos. But who's this crappy editor? Tell that guy with the hat to shut up. No. I can't even, maybe that's why I can't comment in our live chats because no, I really didn't. I haven't left any comments like that, but I have no idea.
Does it understand sarcasm?
Probably not. I don't know. Maybe it does.
I better watch it out.
Try it. No, but that's great. So this shop expansion, you've alluded to it a little bit, but let's talk about a little bit about how it supports the growth of both Baitchuckin and 8-bit baits. Like we've talked a little bit about, you have more, obviously more room is always better and you never have enough room, but what's kind of your plan on a page at this point in time for like, what's your goal for expansion? I know you talked a little bit about the commercial orders and things like that, but for both of those,
that's the primary key right now, you know, commercial orders. And I think someday I'd like to go into commercial production myself with my own baits. I have my own ideas. I'm not a bait designer by any means, but you know, not a lot of people are using these high-end plastisols. You know, what we use as home bait makers is actually much higher quality. You know, the like bait plastics, if you're getting Dead On, if you're getting the Porosol Pro, if you have some old MF or Calhoun's lying around, all of those are so much higher quality than what they use in commercial injection. Because it just, the way those machines run, the way they could heat up, they don't, you know, they need super high quality, you know, plasticizers. and PVC, etc., so it doesn't burn, discolor, stays clear. You know, because people are just nuking this in their microwave, and some people are shooting straight to 400, and they don't want to burn. In a commercial setting, all that stuff's all dialed in, and you know, cost is king over there. So they try and use the cheapest, you know, materials possible to get the best output. That's not my approach, how I do things. And so my goal is to eventually take the same, you know, high quality approach to actual baits longer term. You know, the pigments, you know, I work with my factories. I don't make the pigments. I import them. I source them. About the only, I would say, input I have, like when we do some custom colors, I have the ability, because of the relationships I've had with them for years, because of my day job, you know, I can get away with, you know, suggesting some colors or sending stuff in, have them color match. But that's about it. Like I didn't invent these powders, right? I mean, and they could be sourced by other people in the world too. So I'm not the only one who, you know, markets and sells them. And I don't ever claim to be exclusive to that. But, you know, taking that high quality stuff, bringing it in, and then applying it to actual baits, combining it with the high end plastisols, that all stuff that can be made here in USA, but with globally sourced materials, you know, even like we get our plastisol from, you know, USA bait makers, but the plasticizers don't come from here. You know, they import those chemicals too, you know, so, but the point being is, I would love to get into some bait making. Anthony's helping with that. I'm working on little projects over here right now. Sorry, was I not supposed to show it? I showed the right side.
It's yours to show.
There we go. So, like, you know, people have seen me talk about this. Like, you know, this is my 4-inch swim bait. I call it the Hadouken. So this is the 4-inch Hadouken Anthony and I are working on right now. Can't say that without saying Hadouken.
That's the only way to say it. And you
I held back until you said that.
Hook set that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, just fish comes along and then it's like Hadouken.
Yeah. Takes it right in the face.
So, yeah, but like, you know, this is a design. This, again, started out as an experiment. I've never designed a bait before. I'm literally 2.5, almost 3 years into this. Anthony's the third designer I'm paying to like get a hold of it. So like, again, a learning process. This is not, I've learned, you can't, how about that? You can't just like come up with a bait idea and have it swim perfectly. Who would have thought, you know? So again, like taking the time, getting it right. You know, Anthony's been able to make some really cool improvements to the design, bring it to life, crazy action right out of the gate. So like we're fine tuning some stuff, and yeah, just to have some cool, unique stuff that's 8-bit specific that we can eventually bring to market, you know? But again, this is like fun, longer term stuff, right? Like for me, the focus is the pigments. There's so much to do in that side with the pigments. There's so much more. People have no idea. Like there's so much cool stuff out there, and it's just a matter of, you know, testing it all. And that's the beauty of the shop. Now I can go down. I want to test colors. I want to test 25 different colors. I can lay them all out and be like, okay, actually here's 25 colors, but there's, you know, really only 8 that really apply to fish. You know? So what do we think works? And then we can keep the baits around, you know, because people don't realize part of testing is you got to make baits and then they got to sit and you got to come back 6 months later. Did it turn the plastisol yellow? Did it bleed? Did this happen? Did that, you know, how do you define testing? I come from a world of gaming headsets where, you know, it takes us 24 to 36 months to design and develop a product and test it. So that's the same methodology I put into all my products, even if I'm just importing powders, you know, with bait making. So again, trying to just bring that like only the highest quality, you know, the best is only good enough, to take Amanda's favorite quote, and just apply that to bait making. And hopefully, you know, we can. Oh, see, the eye fell off, Anthony. That is what happens when I don't use super glue.
We'll have to cut it out.
Cut it out. As I'm talking about high quality,
It's
I don't
just
even
a
glue my eyes.
prototype.
It's just a
perfect
prototype. It's just a prototype. But anyways, yeah. So, I mean, it'd be cool. You know, I didn't start this to make baits. This is obviously, you know, one outlet. So this is a long answer to your question. I'm really sorry.
That's perfect.
But
No, you're good.
But this is like what the shop does so many other things. Like I said, keeps it out of the garage, gives me a place to go to. It's not the house. I love my wife. We work together all the time. No, seriously though, it's just, it gets it out of the house. It's a separate space to go. What I really enjoy, that's not even like necessarily, well, I guess it's related. Having a commercial space now will also afford me the ability to eventually, and if it's not this shop, a different commercial shop, like have people from the public come by too, because I know there's an air of that kind of comes with YouTube and social media in general. It was really cool. Just last week, I actually had one of the guys in our community who runs our whole fishing group. You know, we have a whole like fishing club for all the residents here that fish in the lakes. He came down with his son. Like he just wanted to pick a color. So I picked out a color for him, but his kid wanted to like make the bait. So I was like, no, let me walk your son through. And, you know, he was there. So we made sure we had all the protective gear on and everything. I'm like, I'm not going to let him burn himself. You know, don't worry. And his son like made the bait too, like did the whole thing and was like he was stoked. He was so happy. Like, check out this cool color I made. He got to pick it off of the shelf, you know, and he's like looking through all the molds. And so to me, that was even like wow, like we can bring people in, like people can actually come. We could do like an actual in-person like course, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm just spitting it out, but like, you know what I mean? Like it opens up many more opportunities versus being stuck in your garage in your house. You obviously don't want no one coming to your house. That's a, you know, very private thing.
Not without a warrant.
Yeah. Even then, do you really want them there? I mean, like you know, so
that's like the whole commercial aspect. That's a good point, because like, say you're dealing with somebody with like a medium to large size scale company and they want to come check out your facility and, you know, what you have. You could bring them to your garage, but like it looks better to bring them to like a commercial setting, you know? So that's cool in itself. It's like, yeah, come to this address. It's not my garage.
Exactly right. No, it actually, and I've thought about that too. Like, I'm hoping to do some YouTube collabs. You know, I couldn't be more perfectly set up for this. We got like a nice hotel in spa, like right here. You know, people can come to the shop. You know, we could grab the golf cart. We can go up. We got private lakes to fish here, you know, in my community. I got the big boat down at the Delta. We can just 45-minute ride. We're down at the Delta. We're on the water on the, you know, the big boat. So like there's options. So when those people do come, you know, because that's part of the commercial side of it. Someone's going to come from a bait making facility and they're going to want to test some bait. So it's all right, we'll come out, stay at the hotel, let's go fishing, let's hit the Delta, show you what the baits are made of or the pigments. And that's all part of the whole commercial game. So we're just trying to.
I think you're selling vacations now. I thought that was Jesse's job.
That's my day job.
It's like the freaking 8-bit timeshare.
No. Please
Hey, there's another revenue stream for you. Just
all inclusive. Cause I'm ready. I want to know what hotel this is. I'm booking a flight
anytime you want.
I'm booking a flight for the weekend, and yeah.
I hear Jesse can get you a good deal on that flight.
Can you pay for it, Jesse?
I think I got I got $6. What can you get for that?
All right, I make it to the end of my community. Sorry, can you hear my washing machine banging right now? No? All right, good. Proceed.
Let's talk a little bit about. I know you said that you don't make the products yourself, but you source them. Mm-hmm. Whenever you're going through looking for new either lines of products or new colors or just something new that you don't already have, what's your process in like picking those out? Like how do you approach that with your factories as far as like do you just look at a catalog and say this one, or what's that look like?
There's layers to it all. So you know, there's obviously requirements. So it's like, okay, I mean, because they'll have a catalog of thousands of pigments and lines, and I mean, they're chemical companies, so and they can make anything you need, you know? So it kind of first starts with like, here's the series of requirements. So mostly it's going to be like temperature. Let's see, we're talking about temperature, solvent resistance, rapid change in temperature, long-term chemical and solvent resistance. Can it withstand epoxy? Some plastisols are going to be very acidic. Some other plastisols are going to be very alkaline. So you need acidity resistance, alkalinity resistance. So there's all these, prerequisites, that start to chunk, different product lines off. And then you're kind of left with the key ones, which is kind of what we have. You have your SiO2 powders at the top, powders and flake. You have your borosilicate powders. Then you have mica at the bottom. If you were actually to grade the tiers, your good, better, best. And then even within those, there's different bin levels of quality of product. There's the higher quality SiO2, and then there's the low stuff you find on Alibaba. So it's just like, hey, it depends on what you want to, source. So I typically go for, the good pigments. And then, like I said, once you get the samples, you work with them, like, okay, here's the line. Well, you get to a point of diminishing returns because there's only so many colors in, the color wheel. And then you're dealing with a fixed number of titanium dioxide only turns so many colors depending on how you heat it. You can only get certain shifts from here to there. And so when you get a pigment line, like I said, there could be 25 pigments, right? But like, I don't know, do we need a pink to a slightly darker pink to a slightly darker purple to a lighter purple? Or do we need a darker purple to a lighter purple to a slightly darker pink? It starts to get to like, what's the primary color versus the refracted color? Because you can have it go one way and then they reverse it because of the angle of refraction. And so it's like, the same two colors they make two pigments out of. But this one's the primary color. This one's a secondary. And then you switch. So you get all these lineups and then you got to dig through them. And it's like I said, it's like, okay, which of these actually applied to bait making? And this is something that's very important that I learned, and I'll give full credit, to Jeff over at MF Manufacturing, Mixmaster J, as he likes to be called. He doesn't like me to use his name, but everyone knows who he is. But like, just, the old timers, I love listening to them talk because I pick up on all the knowledge. And that's one of the key things I picked up. And this is how you can tell the people who jump into these markets and aren't bait makers at all. Because they just throw every color. They let's take the whole lineup from a supplier and just spit it out there. When half the colors don't even apply to bait fish or what we're trying to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or someone hears, are these cosmetic powders? I'm going to go source a bunch of cosmetic powders. Like, well, yeah, it looks great on fingernails, but is a bass going to want to eat that? You know what I mean? Like, so it's a matter of sifting through. And I think this is where the bait making experience comes in. It's like, okay, how is this going to look in a bait? Knowing the colors that we use now, right? How is this going to stand up to Lureworks watermelon versus Dead on Plastics dark watermelon versus, now we got Barlow's ultra transparent. Like, now you got to start to test them with different colors. And then sometimes you get them where it's this beautiful color shift. But then it doesn't matter what you mix it with, it all turns to gold. It just looks like light gold to dark. Okay, all right. Well, if it's not going to stand out with a green backer, is this should I even really be selling this? Like, probably not. So those colors get cut. So that's where you go through all this different testing and you eventually, narrow it down, just narrowing the funnel, as they say. And you eventually end up with the colors that look good. You think will sell. I mean, it's always a gamble. I mean, even now, I got some pixie dust colors. People are complaining because, like, why am I getting the off-size jar? It's like, because that's still from the initial order 2 years ago. Just that color doesn't sell. That's just, you think colors are going to sell and they don't. And there's other colors like Borealis, something about that blue to cyan. That's by far the number one. Probably because most shad are blue and green. So that blue to cyan to that deep kind of bluish purple violet, that deep blue that like cameras can't pick up, Borealis and Sonic, I can't keep them. I will order these things several hundred jars at a time. They are gone in like a week. The moment the restock notice goes out, they're gone. And I order more every time. I'll tack another 100 on, and they still fly. And that tells me that like these are the colors that people are catching fish on. So now like you'll notice in the Moondust lineup, there's like 3 different colors that are variations on Borealis alone, which are awesome. I got one that goes more purple, one that goes more cyan, and now I got one that goes even deeper blue. So it's just like taking that colorway, our most popular colorway, and now starting to splinter it off into, different areas. And that's just when you have the length of time we have now. We got 2 years in. I got enough sales data now to start to look at what are people using, what are they buying, what colors are catching fish. And so now I can make even more educated decisions as to what am I going to add to the portfolio next. Like I said, there's a ton of stuff, so much stuff out there. Does it all need to be brought to market? I mean, maybe for other, markets, but not for what we're using it for, so. And it can be daunting already. You go to the 8-bit site now, and there's so many colors. So
there are a lot of colors.
I don't want to inundate. I try not to inundate people with more and more and more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm even thinking about reducing some of the colors we have now, because, like I said, there are some colors that just don't move. People don't like them, or there's a pixie dust color that's similar to a hollow shift color, but people like the hollow shift better, and no one's buying the pixie dust color. It's similar colors, but here's a cheaper alternative, but they like this one better, and this one just doesn't sell. So, there's a lot of redundancy. We have several, like pink and gold is probably the most redundant you'll see in the 8-bit lineup now. So I think I might reduce a couple of those colors because there's a lot of pink to gold or purple to gold color shifts. So we'll probably reduce some of those. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, long-winded answer. You got to jump in and shut me up.
That's why you're here, is to tell us about stuff. Yeah,
I feel like I'm giving all the trade secrets away though now.
Everyone's
just copying me.
I'm gonna start my own importing of powders. I'm not sure what powder, but something. Maybe like baby formula.
Not the white powder that comes from Venezuela.
Yeah, baby formula or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Moondust, because that's what I wanted to ask you about next. What is Moondust, first and foremost?
So all right, best way to explain it, and the only reason I named it differently is not to confuse people. Moondust it's the exact same makeup as the hollow shift powder, but it's more than double in size. So hollow shift powder is 40 micron particles. Moondust is 100 micron. So it's over double in size, like 120% larger. Now, the way SiO2 powder works is they're, like I mentioned before, they're like miniature prisms. It works off light refraction, not reflection. It's not glitter. Okay. So the larger the granule, the larger particle size of the granule, the more light that can pass through and get refracted. So you get larger and even more brighter shimmer. The other benefit is it has a lower angle of refraction, so it shifts easier. So, some of the hollow shift powders, have a very extreme angle of refraction. So a color shifts, but it really, to get like that third color, sometimes like with Royale with cheese, for example, it goes from purple to orange to gold. You see the purple to orange, but you don't get that gold to kind of green unless you're on like the real extreme edges or the curve. You got to, the angle of the light, you have to be real steep at that angle, wide in terms of like on a protractor. So by narrowing that angle of refraction down, you can move through more shifts. So that's why with the Moondust, they're larger, we get more shifts. And so some of the colors, I took a lot of the key colors from hollow shift, made Moondust versions of them, but now they have like that little something extra. So like I mentioned, there's 3 colors that you look at them and you're like, oh, this is cool. Like it looks just like Borealis, but it's like Borealis and then some. Because it's like, well, here's brighter, more intense version of Borealis, but now it shades to purple. And this one shades into more cyan, and this one goes into more of a deeper green. Onyxia is a real popular color. So we have, I should be pulling up the names here. I think that color is called Groom Lake. So Groom Lake is very similar to Onyxia, where it's got like the pink, the orange, but now you see way more of the green. Whereas before with Onyxia, you couldn't get the green unless you were real steep. Now it's deep, and it goes even beyond green into like a real dark green. You have the different element 115 that's the Borealis one I love so much. There's some new colors like the Schwartz that goes from blue straight into gold, which was only found in the pixie dust lineups. That's going to be a real good like bluegill color. You know, I have, what are the colors? We got like Mulder and Scully. These are more of the purples into the blues. So you're going to get more of that, you know, refraction. So, I'm going to have it all listed on the site. So because I don't want to like confuse people. So, you know, we're like, hey, this is similar to Onyxia. This one's similar to Borealis. So people know, because, you know, first I was like, well, do we name them the same? And then it's like, well, okay, well, then which Borealis is it? Is it Borealis in the Hollow Shift? Is it Borealis in the Moon Dust? One has a kind of a third color, the other one's two colors. So just like, all right, they're larger, even though it's the same material makeup. We're going to call it Moon Dust. All the names are space themed. It's got its own kind of you know, if you follow 8-bit, every lineup has its own kind of theme going on. And so
I love it.
It's more Hollow Shift style pigments, but bigger, brighter, more shift, lower angle of refraction. And they're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colors. And so I would say this is the benefit from working with the suppliers that I work with, because, you know, I can make these requests, you know, hey, you guys already do this, but like, can we take some of these colors and expand on them? Because these work better for me. And so now we get this like custom lineup of colors that, like, you know, we have, no one else has, you know, same with the siren scales. I got like the motor oil and the other, like, no one has those because, you know, I work with my partners.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the benefit of relationships, right? Yeah. I think you just like, yeah, that's what it's all about. And that's how you do business at that scale. So it's really cool.
That's great.
I'm excited. We're super excited to launch it. It's been a long time coming. They've passed all the tests, and we even, I mean, Moon Dust. So this is going to be 10 colors of Moon Dust we're launching now. Already waiting to get stickered and jarred up. I have another, it's either 12 or 13 colors in the Moon Dust line ready to go. And they're like, it's a cool combo. We actually took the learnings from the siren scales, and now we're using the titanium dioxide powder as a backer color. So I have like 13 colors that have like a backer plus a mix of siren scales in there. So it's like a cool combo combined powder. So there's another 13 colors that are still waiting to launch under the Moon Dust line after these initial 10. And I have 14 mica shift colors ready to go. And these are all belly colors. So the whole point of these is it's a mica backer with a shift and holographic flake, like small, a very fine particle holographic. And the whole idea with those in the mica line is to be an affordable belly color. And so what's cool about those is all you need is 1/16 per cup, and you get a perfectly tinted like belly color that has all your flake. It's got your flake, your color, and your shift. So you don't need to add any pigments. And the whole idea with that is one scoop and you're done. It's like a one and done, boom. It's like the belly color line in mica shift. So
that's cool.
That's all coming. There's, like I said, 14 colors, I think, in those that are going to come. So, you know, I'm trying to bring stuff that has a purpose, you know, like here's these colors or extra colors, but use them this way. But you can use them however you want to, but like, here's the intent. Like if you're looking for that perfect, like translucent belly color, use some of this. Or if you're looking for this great backer color, 10 drops of black and a 16th of that, you know, and whatever it is. And I try and be clear on the website. And you'll see a lot of the content creators who use 8-bit, like you said earlier, they all fall into that. It's either a second or a 16th. You don't ever really need more than that. So
just get some little spoons. Just keep little spoons around.
Yeah.
But so what's the difference in use case scenarios between the Moon Shift, or not the Moon Shift, the Moon Dust and the Hollow Shift? What is there anything you can't do or can do with the Moon Dust? It's all kind of just
it's the exact it's the exact material and chemical makeup as Hollow Shift. So anything you can do with Hollow Shift, you can do with Moon Shift. It's just larger, and because it's larger, it has those different angle of refraction properties. So you get more colors.
Have you posted like a video using this yet?
Just teasers. A little teaser here and there. I had like one pulled back shot. You could see all like the pucks in there. I just did all the baits so my wife she does all the photography and everything for the website. So she's, doing all the editing right now. We're literally stickering the jars. And so I was hoping to be up by, well, I know the date we're recording this. I was hoping to be up by this Friday, but Monday, January 26th will be the date it's live. So hopefully by the time this podcast airs in time for the contest and everything, Moondust will be fully live on the site. Hopefully there's some left by the time this airs and people haven't.
You heard the man. Go check it out.
Will you have a
Get it
video
while you can.
posted? I just want to make sure I don't miss it. I want to make sure I didn't miss it and that I'm not going to miss it.
I will. I mean, I will obviously start to incorporate it more into my videos. I can do a full-blown video of it. I have all the baits made, so I'll probably do like a run-through. And this is where I'm torn. Do I do that on Baitchuckin or do I do that over on the 8-bit channel? Because it's purely 8-bit focused. This is where I almost like to, there's a group of the guys that I always send my stuff out to, and girls, the content creators. I'll send my stuff out, and I almost prefer them to make videos if they want. I don't ever force people to make videos. I just send stuff out and hope and pray that they'll like it enough to talk about it. But I mean, I incorporate it, but I try not to oversell it or over push it. I really want people to come to my channel and learn. I don't want it to be all 8-bit all the time. I think people know I'm the owner of 8-bit, so I don't need to like push it in your face. But I use it here and there. But I actually try to not do dedicated videos in a weird way.
That makes sense.
I feel like it gets too commercially if you're doing that. I'd rather someone like Adam or Triple C or what are they, Bobby or someone over at Last, I'd rather them get it, find a cool way to use it, make up their own color, and then they're excited to make a video about, check out this new color I made with this new, stuff. To me, that goes further than being like, hey, everybody, let's cover all the Moondust colors today. Let's go through the lineup. And I mean, I can do that. I mean, people have been asking, and I will. And that's kind of what I use Instagram for. I kind of, put those colors. I'll do like videos in the beginning. I'd always like doing the teasers. Here's this color, and I'll find the right background music to play to it. And, but I can't, if everyone wants me to, I can, I guess.
I don't think anybody cares but you.
I'm not pushing you.
I'm probably thinking too much about this. You guys got me overthinking it.
It makes sense not to be like too focused on
100%
the business aspect of it and more like, fun and educational.
Well,
I'd like to see it being used. That's what I was, but I'll watch someone else. I'll watch Adam from SDG. Whatever, man.
Yeah.
I
or you could just go subscribe to the Baits YouTube channel.
Video, he said. I didn't even know the channel was there.
I know. No, but I use the colors on my channel a lot. But also, I want to start for my channel, in addition to bait making, part of circling all the way back around to the shop question, I want to start incorporating shop vlogs and other stuff too. I used to shoot a lot of vlog content previously before I did the bait making content. That's where I got a lot of my YouTube chops from. And I miss it. And, making the same, here's this color match video, it gets boring to do after a while, or monotonous. I still obviously love making videos, but when it's the same thing over and over again, it can become monotonous. So I don't want to stop any of that. My goal is, as I start to free up more time, is to hopefully get more, more kind of shop vlogs, and I'll have to denote those separate. But I want to start to blend it all into the Baitchuckin channel. Here's a shop vlog, or here's a color match video, or if we're doing a one day, we're going to, try and make a color, but then maybe we'll go to the Delta and fish, or versus go to some of the ponds and fish and, stuff like that. So I definitely want to incorporate more, more about the fishing lifestyle, not just the pure bait making all the time. So it's not going to go away, but I would like to start to add more content, if that makes sense. I know people get real touchy if you say you're going to do something on your channel, and they're like, well, whoa.
Whoa.
I came for the color match videos. What are you doing on me here? What's going on? What's happening? So
I like the vlog style stuff.
I enjoyed your shop vlog that you did where you were where you announced the shop, your new shop, and showed everything.
Oh, cool. I appreciate that.
I mean, I didn't even notice that. Honestly, I enjoyed it so much I didn't notice that it was different from how you normally do your videos. Like it was more.
Then I did a good job. All right. See if I can keep that up.
It's my one idiot's opinion, but like I think it's great. I love seeing the behind the scenes stuff and the structure of it all. Right. So didn't bother me. I don't think, and if it does bother somebody, they can just.
You really pissed Trevor off about it though. He was real
he hated
mad
it.
about.
He was
the
telling
vlog
us.
style.
He was
sorry, Trevor.
It's like, I can't believe he changed his format.
It gave me PTSD.
No, that's great.
Well, Trevor's got a new shop now too. I seen the whole the Peak Baits headquarters is looking spiffy over there.
Mm-hmm. Officially open.
Officially open. That's right.
Was it weird having the public come in? Were you afraid like weirdos were going to show up or something? Or that's what I'm always nervous about. They show up anyways.
Yeah. I'm a magnet.
We get to hear a lot of great tattoo customer stories from Trevor. We won't. He never shares names or anything like that, but it's always fun to hear the adventures of Trevor's day in tattooing.
Oh yeah, they are my people.
Never not interesting.
The shop looks really good though. Like,
thank you.
Looks incredible.
So the pictures you've been sending us, I feel like we're just like one corner. You feel that way, Jesse? Like the pictures he shared up until that post of the whole thing was like just a corner of it. And then like there's all these nice walls with the black hangers and everything. I'm like, where did all that come from?
Yeah.
Or I just missed it in the group chat.
No, I mean, I think he had been sending him, Trevor, you'd been sending him to us like in pieces. Like I remember seeing different elements that you showed all of in in the video that you posted.
Yeah.
But I do remember thinking when I saw the video, I was like, that place is way bigger than I thought it was. Like he's got way more in there going on than I thought he did. No wonder it's been, ringing him out as hard as it has. You've been worn out, man.
He's looking around like, I got a lot going on and a lot left to do.
That's all right. It's good, to have the pressure you ask for or pray for, you know what I mean? And to finally be able to put an idea into reality, it's amazing.
It's awesome.
The place looks great.
Sure.
Can't wait to see it in person.
We interrupt this podcast for a word from somebody who actually goes fishing.
What's going on, guys? Joe Vaughn here with the Real Bass Pursuit, and welcome back to the RBP's Pick of the Week. For this week's RBP's Pick of the Week, we're playing with the Ned Rig. With the water getting this cold, bass aren't burning energy chasing bait fish all over the place. They're positioned tight and picking off easy meals, and a Ned Rig fits that perfectly. That mushroom head is gonna keep the bait upright on the bottom so it hangs in their strike zone without you having to do too much. Now, the way I like to fish it is simple. I'll cast it out, let it settle, then creep it along the bottom with some small rod tip movements. I'll let it sit for about 5 to 15 seconds, then give it one subtle lift and let it reset. Most of those bites are gonna feel like added weight or just a slight tick, so you gotta stay locked in on that line. You wanna focus on those hard bottom areas, those secondary points, subtle drop-offs, and staging areas where fish normally pause during the winter. If the bite is slow and frustrating right now, do not force it. Pick up a Ned head, slow your pace down, and let the bait do the work. Once again, my name is Joe Vaughn with the Real Bass Pursuit, and this here was your RBP's Pick of the Week. Now back to the Bait Boys podcast.
Michael, back to you. Back to you, Michael. Sounded like a very newscasty thing to say. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. But so what are you excited about as far as whenever it comes to where bait making is headed right now? Is there anything that really has you amped to see that's developing right now, or anything that you are?
Yeah, I really think it's all the new content creators coming on board. I think that's really cool to see. When I first was talking to the guys at Tackle Warehouse when they called me, they were like, yeah, we really see bait making as a growing and expanding category. Retailers, especially large retailers, are usually pretty accurate when it comes to predicting trends. Otherwise, they wouldn't be large retailers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. So I'm happy to be a part of it. But now here we are a year later, and I'm seeing so many new channels pop up, which I think is a good thing. And it's not like they're getting, 5 or 10 subs like it was in the old days. There's, new guys like Chris, Lip Rippers Baits. He started his channel, I don't know, 2 months ago, maybe. He's already over 300 subscribers. And it's just like, the trajectory of like, man, like anyone who starts YouTube videos knows how hard it is to get subscribers right out of the gate when no one knows you. And to slingshot like that, it's like you're doing something right. The community's doing something right. And what's happening also is, and a couple people have been talking about it, Adam most notably, he's obviously leading the charge. There's a level of positivity that's also happening, not only amongst the creators, but in the comment section as well, of very like-minded people, which I think is very cool. And like I said, rising tide raises all ships. There are, I obviously work closely with Epic. Jason and Amanda are my favorite. It's also, in a way, it's competition for them, but it's cool to see so many other bait mold companies now, like new people I've never heard of. Like, who are these? But I'm seeing these new content creators post these new mold makers, and the business as a whole, all of that ultimately benefits the end consumer and all of us as bait makers, right? People out there trying to compete with me, drive me to make better product, which you all benefit from, right? Other mold makers drives Jason to do better designs and have better molds, right? Better for the consumer. So like, I always think competition is good. And the fact that it's expanding so fast right now is really cool. And I think what a lot of people are discovering, and what I think is really cool, is I think, there was that period a few years ago where everyone was locked in their homes, and a lot of people, and I mean a lot, like millions. If you look at the numbers, like millions of people jumped into fishing as a hobby, right? And it like overnight, we all saw like the industry just kind of like catapult up to the point where I think a lot of the pros will even argue it's too crowded. The lakes are crowded, and a lot of us probably will argue that now. Doesn't matter where you go, there's always someone else fishing your spot. But a lot of those people are now, they all watch YouTube. I think, with mainstream media kind of falling apart, people are turning to online content, or what's called UGC in the commercial world, user-generated content. So whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and people are realizing like, oh, hey, like I just need a microwave and an injector and I can make some soft plastic baits and a mold. Or, hey, I'm already pretty handy with a bandsaw. I can, just take a piece of Tupelo and make a bait and get it to fish. And I think more and more people are discovering the maker side of it. The maker community was always huge on YouTube. And now you get into a combination of maker plus function. So now it's like, oh, I can make this and then go fish with it and catch something that, like, when you catch a fish on your own bait, that's like catching your first fish. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys feel that, right? Like, you guys know, you test a bait, you come up with the design, and all of a sudden, like, you're just trying to test your bait and a fish comes up and slams it. And you're like, oh, like, I wasn't even trying to catch fish. Here we go. Like, let's go. We got something here, and you're always chasing that dragon. And I think more people are experiencing that. And so to me, that's what I love. I love the expansion of the whole platform right now. I think it's really cool. And, I think it's good. It's getting more people to go outside and touch grass, do stuff with their hands, And this is coming from someone who's worked in video games for 20 years. It's like, it's time to go outside and touch some grass. We've been sitting behind the screen for too long now. So it's good.
For a little bit, at least. Split it up.
No, that's great. All right. Well, Michael, you've already been on, as we've already established. So we have already asked you our 2 questions that we ask every new guest on the show. So we have created a list of trivia round questions for you that are new.
Oh, okay.
That in our last episode with Jovan, we made him say the first thing that came to his mind, because his were more, there were a lot of them, and it was more this or that questions.
Oh, like a rapid fire kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. You don't have to do that this way, but I would say go with the first thing that comes to your mind. We won't set a time limit. I don't want you to feel rushed, but just the first thing that sticks out to you whenever I ask you these questions.
Okay. Focus.
First question is, I'll give.
No, I'm good.
I'm good to do some box breathing and woosah. All right. First question is, what's the most memorable fish you've ever caught, and why does it still stand out?
Oh, it's my PB for sure. It was we were in a Windy Wednesday nighter tournament here on the Delta. They happen every Wednesday, and we had like 2 smaller sized fish before we came in, and we were like, this sucks. We're not even going to weigh them. So we ended up just like dumping them before we like the 5 mile an hour zone before we go back to the marina. And so we're trolling back there, and my partner's like, let's just hang around a little bit. Like, I want to see, you know, what the other guys come in. And I'm like, all right, I don't care. And I'm like, are we like, what's the tournament rules? Can we fish like around here? And he's like, actually, yeah, this is like the one marina where like, or the tournament, you can actually fish in the marina, because a lot of tournaments won't let you fish within a certain distance, you know, the launch ramp. And so, and it like chocolate milk, just one of those like crappy days, the marina's chocolate milk. And I'm just out there casting, and I'm like, and he's like, what are you wasting your time for? It's like only a foot deep back there. I'm like, I don't know. Like, there might be something back here, like mid-sentence. I'm like, you know, you never know what's back there. Just wham, big old 6.8 pounder, fucking, pardon my language, grabs it. And, you know, and I'm just like, I never caught a fish this big before. So I think I got some big, massive fish. And we pulled it up, and he was like, you know, now we're like, what did we dump the fish for? You know, like, crap, we dumped 2. This would have put us, you know, like high up on the bracket. And we thought it was bigger. We thought it was for sure like an 8 pounder. And we didn't have a scale, but we finally weighed it. And it was 6.8. So I took home, actually took home prize money for second big fish. And just that one fish, it was a very slow day that day. And we ended up getting, I think, 5th in the tournament off of weighing 1 fish with the 6.8 pounds. And then we're like, crap, we would have been 3rd place if we would have kept the other 2. So that's, yeah. So that's my most memorable catch, because I still don't have a very big PB, but that was easily my most memorable.
That's awesome. That's a great story behind it too. It wasn't just, I was out fishing one day and caught this. It was,
no.
Well, next question is, what fishing trip have you gone on that you will never forget, even if the fishing was terrible?
I've never been on a fishing trip. Like, I mean, just like out locally or
out wherever. I mean, I consider like, I'm going to go down to the lake today and fish a fishing trip personally, but like everything from that to going to another country.
So I would consider, so one I'll never forget, only because the spot's never been the same. Where we're at on the Delta, my buddy Eric and I, he's my fishing partner. It was high tide and there's a lot of backwaters. So I was like, hey, let's try and go venture up this way. And we went way up this one back river, like way, probably farther than we should have gone. And we went way in the back, and we found there was this area where like this wetlands reserve, like dumps in. And we're like way back in there, like way up there, probably 2-hour ride from the boat ramp. You know, I mean, the Delta's thousands of miles of rivers out here. So we're like way up in the cuts, and we could only be there for a certain amount of time because there's like a sandbar, and we hit it kind of coming out, even idling. We almost got stuck. It was like, oh crap. Cause you got to roll with the tides. And, we didn't even know what we were doing. We were just kind of randomly exploring, and fishing wasn't great. And then we found where this wetland reserve kind of dumped into the river, and we were fishing. Like, we couldn't get the boat back there, so we kind of like had the power poles down, and we're casting right, you know, at like a 45 to where this angle was, and we kept getting these bumps. We're like, are those bites? Are we hitting something? And like, I don't know, but we kept getting these bites. And then this is where I fell in love with the slick swim. We changed colors and threw a slick swim on an Okashira screwhead, and then just started like, nope, those aren't rocks. Those are bass. And I don't know, we probably caught 50, 60 fish in the span of like 2 hours. We thought we hit the mother lode. It was like crazy. And then it's like, we've gone back 4 or 5 times and never caught a fish ever again in that spot. So
those are good days of fishing.
I'll never forget it. It was a great day. It was one of our best fishing days ever, because it was like exploring something new. We'd never been here before, and the Delta's real all back. It feels like you're in the Louisiana Bayou or something, but like you're in California. So it's super cool. I'll never forget that day. It was a lot of fun.
That's a great story. It's a little frustrating too at the same time though, because it's like it never happened again.
Now because it's like you waste half a day getting up there. So, you know, every once in a while when the tides are right, we'll be like, all right, should we try it? I'm like, every time we go, it's like it's nothing up there anymore. So I don't know.
You caught literally every single fish there. Now they know what you're up to.
When you go up to that area, it's more of a kayak spot too. Like when they, you know, because you can't it's so shallow. So like if you have a nice bass boat with a real low draft, you can kind of, you know, idle through there, trim your motor and everything up. You know, if you got a jack plate, you can get it up. So every time you go up there, you just get death stares from all the kayakers. They're just like, what are you bringing your boat and your electronics for up here? You know, like, get out of here. So you got to deal with all that too. There's a level of that. Kayakers don't like boaters on the Delta. Rightfully so, though, because the boat etiquette out here is horrible.
It's a lawless wasteland.
It's so funny. People think bass boat guys are the worst. No, it's those people driving those yachts. They don't care. They will flip a bass boat. They got no issues dropping a 6-foot wake on your ass.
There's yachts on the Delta.
Oh yeah, because it's.
I don't even know what the Delta looks like.
Well, it's, how do I describe it? It's all the rivers from the Sierra Nevada all kind of come down into, it's all the runoff. And then so you got like Sacramento River, which comes all the way down from Lake Shasta, flows all the way down. You got the American River, which comes from Folsom and Lake Natoma. You got Cosumnes River, McColmy River. So all these rivers kind of come together and then they dump in, and it's the outlet that goes out into the bay, which is saltwater. So at the lower parts of the Delta, a lot of these guys will have yachts, all the, you know, Silicon Valley tech guys or whatever. They got their yachts and, you know, they'll dock it somewhere and then they'll, you know, head down to Mexico or whatever, because you can get out to the saltwater through the Delta. It eventually leads to the bay and out to the ocean. So there's all kinds of like yachts and just pleasure boats, big sailboats and stuff. But these guys with these mini yachts, I don't even know if you call them yachts, but like, you know, 30-foot boats, the big double deckers, 30, 35, they'll drop a 6-foot wake on you without even blinking. And I don't care. You're honking the air horn. You're like, bro, we're like literally like just chilling over here. Like you can't even slow down. Like the slew's only like 30 yards wide, homie. And they'll put you up on the rocks. They don't care. It's every man for himself out there. It's horrible. It shouldn't be that way, but it's brutal. Yeah,
Throw a
and
banana
then if there's
on
a
their
tournament going on, then you're fighting the tournament anglers plus the yachters. And then you got the wakeboard boats. Oh, don't get me started on the wakeboard boats. Ooh.
It sounds like a jungle out there.
Yeah, that's every lake though. Come on now.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. There are, you know, some lakes that don't fit the mega yachts on them, so it's
yeah. What's funny is most people I know, they all complain about the jet skiers. I'm like, what are you complaining about? They're the ones who are going to die, not you. Like, they want to jump in front of my boat going 65 miles an hour. That's their fault. Like, sorry, buddy. I weigh 10 times more than you do. I don't know what you think you're trying to do here, but
I will say one thing about jet skiers, in my area at least. I'll be in a cove. I'll have the cove all to myself. It'll be quiet, glass calm, and I've just got a little 16-foot glorified John boat. Like it's a bass boat technically, but it's aluminum hull. It's not big. Yeah. So waves affect it. And I'll get it never fails. I'll get a jet skier who's just decided to come into the cove that I'm in and just whip donuts the whole time. Like just go all over the place. I'm sitting there like trying to stand on the front of my boat, rocking back and forth. And I'm just like, please, there's so much more lake that you could be on. Why did you come here? And it's
because
like they do it on
Jesse,
purpose. Because that has to be it.
Yeah.
It has to be it. And I'm like, if that's the case, then.
And it's typically the younger demographic. And it's just kids being kids.
Yeah, but like go be a kid like 100 yards over there. There's open water. Like you can do whatever you want. Just why you have to be right next to me? Like,
God, you're such a grumpy old man, Jesse.
I am. And I'm proud of it.
As you should
I'm not
be.
ashamed. I earned this, damn it. All right. Trevor, Anthony, do you guys have any questions for Michael before we...
That was it? Those are the rapid fire questions? Just two?
No,
these were
Joe Bond's episode were rapid fire.
Okay,
these were just
right.
yeah.
So I talk too much is what you're saying. That's fine. I get it. Okay, enough said.
No, if anybody talks too much, it's me. So you're supposed to talk. You're the guest. Anyway, Trevor, Anthony, any questions for Michael before we move on?
Trevor, you got one?
No, he talks well and gives a lot of details. So I got my fix right now. I don't even know what I could ask. Like,
Damn,
I
Michael,
learned a
that's
lot.
2 telling you you talk too much.
No, I'm not saying he talks too much. He talks well.
Uh.
Like, he's very informative, descriptive. Like, he covers bases. Like,
So would you
I'm
say
still
you
on
were
light
100%
refraction.
satisfied?
Oh, I'm super satisfied
satisfied.
over here.
See, there you go. Jesse, you
2.
got 2.
That's
2 satisfied customers now.
Batting 1,000. Love it. All right. Well, don't go anywhere, Michael, because we're not done with you.
You're not done with me yet?
But,
Okay.
but before we do move on, is there anything else that you haven't talked about that's coming up new in the world of Baitchuckin or 8-bit baits that you would like to touch on before we move on?
Well, just the biggest thing is just, we touched on it briefly, but ICAST is going to be huge. I'm super excited about that. And a huge shout out and thank you to Amanda from Epic Bait Molds. She's the one who totally made that happen. We were just talking about it briefly and in passing, because I was going to go last year, but the timing didn't work out with the Bait Makers meetup. And she's like, "Oh, are you going to go this year?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about it." Like, because the Bait Makers meetup is shifted a little later in the year this year. And so I was like, "Yeah, I could probably do both." And we were just talking like, "Oh, it'd be so cool if we could like somehow arrange it, and get booths next to each other." And the other day, because they're ahead of me time-wise on the East Coast. So I wake up to, a bunch of dings going off, my text messages. I thought it was work because I get messages from France like hella early all the time at our headquarters. I'm like, "Oh, what does France want? What's happening?" And it was Amanda. And so like, I literally woke up to like, "Hey, talk to our show rep. We found this like cool 10 by 30 booth. They can split it to a 10 by 10 and a 10 by 20. We could be next to each other, but like, we got to secure it because, pricing's going to go up." And I was like, "All right, like I'm in, let's do it. Like, let's go." And like, got on the, because to join ICAST or to be there, you have to apply and be accepted into the American Sports Fishing Association. So your company has to go through like the whole vetting process first. Luckily, I had done that last year, but I never like paid the dues because I wasn't going to go to ICAST. So I wasn't going to really reap the benefits of being, a member of the ASA. She talked to her rep, and then I got on, email with, my contact and was like, "Hey, we got this thing going on. Like, I was approved last year. Can we just update the membership to this year?" So like, got that paid, got the booth paid. And so like, it happened so fast, but it was all thanks to Amanda. So thank you, Amanda. If you end up watching this, she's a rock star. I love her so much. And they've been, Jason and Amanda both have been so good to me. They partnered with me after my second video on YouTube, and that just shows how good people they are. And this is why I love supporting a lot of the smaller creators too. Cause like, second video in, they were like, "Hey, we like what you're doing. Let's figure out a way to work together." And we've been, friends ever since. So, and now we got booths next to each other. I couldn't be more excited and more thankful. So yeah, we're going to the big show, ICAST, which I'm super stoked. That's a huge, it feels like, hey, this is real. Like, the shop and stuff, you're like, okay, this is kind of getting real. Like ICAST is like, "Oh, okay, this is it. Like, this is the big show, like we're gonna make it happen now. There's no turning back.
Doesn't get much bigger.
Yeah. So super excited. And, hopefully we'll, even if we don't bring home any new accounts for 8-bit, it'll be great just to be able to be there and show the rest of the actual, like the commercial bait making world, what 8-bit is all about, and that we're here to stay and we're not going anywhere. I firmly believe we are a company powered by the people, because this, like I said before, this community, the small garage bait making community, has made 8-bit what it is. And I feel like it's a great way to show the commercial industry what, people can do together as a community. So I'm super excited.
Yeah. No, that's great.
That's awesome.
And yes, we all agree that Jason and Amanda are great people. We had a great time talking with them whenever they were on the show, and they've been great since. They, like you, are doing a lot for the small maker community, and we all appreciate it.
Yeah.
We all
I
appreciate
love what
it.
they're doing. They got the whole, like, the Epic team, all the content creators. I don't even want to say the name, but it feels like there was a fishing social media movement of fishers that all got together, gave themselves a funky name. It feels like that's what we got going on now, like within the bait making world. I don't even want to say it. I don't want to jinx it, but we got something real cool going on. And I think Jason and Amanda are definitely leading the charge with the content creator community, just fostering all that, which is really cool.
It is really cool to see. All right, great. Well, thank you again for being willing to join us and for
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and for
Thanks,
sponsoring
man.
this, whatever it is we have going on here.
It's something special. You just don't know it yet.
It's special. We're all special.
What I'm telling you, it won't be long. There'll be a Bait Boys podcast booth next to 8-Bit, and you guys will be live podcasting from the show floor one day. I'm telling you,
That would be
watch.
sick.
It'll happen.
Oh man,
That would
I
be
get
really
nervous
cool.
being live.
Why?
Stage.
We have to do a live episode eventually.
No, you know what? One of my goals last year was to be in front of the camera more. And that was like, what year is it now? 26, like the end of 24. And now the beginning of 26, I'm on a podcast and been making some YouTube videos. So yeah, I used to skip school when it was days where I had to be in front of the class. You just I
don't know why. You're natural.
Confront your fears. And well, now it doesn't bother me at all. But at first it did.
It just is amazing to me that you're surrounded by deadly creatures, literally as we speak, with no fear. But being in front of a camera makes you nervous as all get out.
Or even like more than 4 people in a room. Like I start getting all
That
hot.
I get.
I'm like, oh,
That
my
I
God,
understand.
I don't even want to. Why do I just want
Being
to
around
go
people
home.
in general makes me feel that way.
Yeah.
But, I can't believe I didn't mention earlier, though, but like lives is also something I really want to do at the new shop. Bring the live streams back. I used to do soft plastic Sundays. That was real big. We were pulling like 100 viewers every Sunday night. So I'm going to try and get that going again.
That's like
cool.
10 times what we get on our live premieres. We're getting there, though. We're getting there.
You get there.
It just keeps growing. We're just going to we do it because we like it, not because people watch it. So we're just trying to make it as enjoyable as possible.
Sponsoring again? What is this? Were those fake numbers you were showing me? What's that? What do you mean no one watches?
We told you all the numbers. You knew exactly what you were getting into. We are glad that you were crazy enough to jump in with us. We do appreciate it. No, it's growing. You're on the ground level. You're an
That's where
early
I like to
investor
be.
on the ground level.
I'm afraid of
And
heights. So
it's only going up from here. Awesome. Well, we've heard a little bit about what Michael's been working on, but let's go around and chat about what we've been working on. Anthony, what have you been up to?
I've been helping with that, what he has. So that we're like prototype phase. So it's just get a mold made, shoot it, see what it looks like, see how it swims, and just make different changes to it. And that's it. It's just designing.
You have me testing something for you. Is that top secret?
No, I talked about it last episode. The silicone open pores of like this,
the lizard,
and the craw.
Still waiting on my order of 50.
I actually have like 6 swim bait open pore designs made, and I don't want to make like masters for them until I know whether or not these molds are going to be decent. So same thing with the 3D printed resin mold that I sent you. Like there's a lot hinging on other people like giving me feedback. I'm not rushing you or anything. I don't care. It gets done when it gets done. But yeah, I don't want to sell anything that sucks. Like I want to make
good
sure.
business plan.
Yeah, that's my motto. I
sell
don't want to sell
anything
things
that
that suck.
Put that up on the wall.
My quote
Don't
is,
sell.
I have 2 quotes. What's for lunch? I don't want to sell things that suck.
Yeah. It's a good quote.
So, yeah.
Great guiding principles.
Yeah. I'm excited about the silicone molds for open pores because I can make them pretty cheap and pretty quickly. My wife's going to start making some soft plastics for people to fish because I don't ever get to make baits anymore, really. So that's going to be cool. We got a few epic bait molds, some stuff I designed. But, you know, we also have a 1-year-old, so it's a little tough when I'm busy.
You got nothing but time.
She's busy keeping her under control. So that's teamwork. That's a true small business.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm excited to see some of those molds you're coming out with. And I'm still waiting on my 50 pack of lizards. So I'm just
going to send you a mold. You can make them yourself.
Listen.
There you go.
So shout out to Jason and Amanda. After they were on, they sent us each one of their holiday molds and a sweet hat. We've got it back here. I've got a big head, so it doesn't look right on it, but I love the hat, and I will wear it. I just have to work up the courage as a 40-year-old man wearing a hat that my 15-year-old son would wear. Jason pulls it off. I don't know. Jason pulls it off, but
he's a young buck. That's how he pulls it off. He's not. Yeah. He's not old like the rest of us Gen Xers.
Yeah. And is he young?
He looks young. We'll keep it that way. But just, I'm going to assume
21.
He looks young. He acts young. Yeah, but it doesn't matter how old he is. But anyway, they sent us each one of their holiday molds and the hat, and I had up to that point sworn off soft plastics for good, like or just in general. I'd never tried it.
How could you?
Because I'll die.
What?
I'll
valid. That's good. Go ahead, argue with that.
I never heard soft plastic killing anyone. Are you going to choke on it? Like,
I'll figure it out. If anybody can, I'm incredibly accident prone.
Okay.
And when you're dealing with stuff that's basically napalm, just had being the key. They sent me the mold, so I would be disrespectful of me not to try to use it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try. I'm searching Facebook Marketplace for a microwave so my wife doesn't get mad at me for using our kitchen microwave. Yeah. So in the future, at some point when I have time, I'll pour some soft plastics and see how it goes. If I survive, maybe I'll do a little more of it.
He threw that caveat in there. When I have time.
Yeah. Because listen, I can take a razor blade cut to the thumb. That happens. Those are a dime a dozen. A 3rd-degree burn, I've had those before. I don't want another one.
Wear a long sleeve shirt or an apron and some gloves, and you're fine.
Get up.
I'll end up spilling it down my collar somehow. If it can happen, it will. I am the poster child for Murphy's Law.
Do you drown?
If there's a way to hurt myself, I will hurt myself. What's that?
Do you drown every time you go out on your boat?
No, but I usually pull something or tweak something or
that's
something bad happens.
You're getting old. That's age kicking in.
That's fair. Fair point. I don't know. I'm going to try it. I promise I will try it.
I can walk you through it.
I may have you do that just because
Adam has a really good starter video. You should watch it.
I will watch that. But anyway, this wasn't about me. This was about Anthony.
I liked it being about you. I was intrigued. It was like a roller coaster. You were dying and then you got hurt. And I don't know. I like that movie.
He sounded satisfied too.
Yeah, I'm more satisfied.
3 for 3. 3 for 3. Which makes me satisfied. So that's 4 for 4.
4 for 4. He's still alive.
Got the whole room.
He's satisfied.
I'm still alive. Trevor, what have you been working on? Let's. I literally just pulled I have a hamstring cramp right now. This is what happens.
What am I working on?
Anyway, yeah. What are you working on, Trevor? I'm going to go cry.
The shop, that seems to be taking up a lot of my extra time. We are open Saturdays and Sundays, 12 to 4 right now in New Britain, Connecticut at 122 Main Street, Suite 200. It's on the 2nd floor. You can see me from the sidewalk. I will wave if you wave. Yeah, I got some rods in from a buddy of mine at All Day Custom Rods. So what we're going to do is do some kind of raffle giveaway combo with some baits, a rod, kind of like a little promo thing. And trying to fine tune the details on that. And that's what Trev's working on.
Nice.
That's it. That's all. Just opening an entire shop and working custom rod deals. And I'm what do you do with the rest of your day?
I work. I have 3 children that give me one heck of a run for everything. A wife that gives me a run for everything. Yeah, life is good. I'm running.
I was being sarcastic. I know you don't have any time in your day. I'm very well aware.
I don't know how you get it all done.
I
I'm
have
about to
no
start
idea.
sleeping less.
Less than what? 0?
Well, I had a talk with
Negative
somebody,
sleep?
and we broke it down to like the percentage of my life. 5-6 hours a night. What's that? It doesn't matter what percentage of my life I'm sleeping, but I need more productivity.
And until you
Need
get that
more
time
sleep.
machine back up and running.
Listen, the whole time machine thing, it's very tricky because I can't interrupt anything anywhere I go because then I have some kind of
Oh, butterfly effect thing.
yeah, stuff like that. I'm having what's that? Come back to me. I'm having a day. That's what I'm
right
working
on.
on.
That's what Trevor's working on.
He's working on going insane.
Yeah, sounds like it. I know I would already be there if I were in his shoes. So.
Oh, Donnie Darko. Those are the days I have. Like the movie.
Okay. That's
Except no
important
airplane
context.
landed in my house, but I have been seeing a
Oh.
lot of that on the news lately, so I should be a little nervous. Listen,
Jeez.
you see little planes going down in the middle of a Walmart parking lot, like, why?
It's 2026, man.
That's it.
Every year we say, surely next year can't be as crazy as this year, and the next year shows us.
And it only gets crazier.
Next year shows us. Is it my turn?
Yeah, what are you working on?
So I got a new 3D printer because Anthony
Yes.
told me I had to buy it.
Oh, which one'd you get?
It's what is it, Anthony? Is it Creality?
Anycubic Cobra
Anycubic.
3.
I was gonna get the Creality. He's like, don't get that. Get
Well,
this
is
one.
it you get like an FDM or a resin printer?
FDM, yeah. That's it. I have a resin printer already, but I got an FDM printer.
I know
and
that now.
I've
I had to break this all down for Trev the other day. There's different
Somebody might-
ones.
I've been
Yes.
eyeing them. I've been eyeing the was it this Centauri, the Elegoo Centauri, whatever,
Mhm.
Carbon, whatever it's called. I don't know. They always get me with their flashy emails.
Yeah.
Do I need a printer? It's only $250.
Yeah.
Well, see, the problem is, and I just found this out. Once you get one, you're going to want 7 more, and that's where Anthony is right now.
Are they?
Yeah, the only way to get a faster 3D printer is to get another 3D printer. Yeah,
I've
that's
heard
just
this.
the way it works.
I've heard this. The whole Gridfinity saga. Is this it? You get one printer and you start to print the Gridfinity system, and you're like, I can organize my shop, but this is way too slow. Must have more printers.
That's what he's. That's
how it
literally
That's
what he's
exactly
doing.
what I'm going through right now.
See?
Except it's multi-board. It's multi-board, not Gridfinity, but
Okay.
Gridfinity's next. I'm going to use both of them. And so I tore my entire shop apart, to find a place to put the stupid printer because I'm limited on room anyway. And it comes with this
AMS
multicolor
unit.
filament AMS unit that has to sit to the left of it. It can't sit anywhere else because the cable's not long enough to reach anywhere else. And so I had to find 4 feet of bench space to put this thing on, basically 3 feet. And I've had to rearrange a lot of things. I've torn my bench completely apart and then decided to move it to my old bench and take everything off of that. And so my entire shop's torn apart at this point in time. And I need 24 of these multi-board plates. And I've been printing nonstop for 3 days and I have 12. So I'm already looking at another printer to get just to speed up the process.
They're
a
that
little bit.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Well, and it's addicting too. And you start watching all the YouTube videos and you're like, oh, these different filaments, what do they do? And all the different, I can print that or,
Mhm.
and I've got a little bit of like fusion experience and I'm like, oh, I can make my own, like that's what I've done for the
yeah.
resin printer for a year now. But like the filament printer, there's like different options and different things you can do. And there are for the resin printer too, but I already figured all that stuff out a long time ago. And this is like a new thing. There goes my ADHD brain. And so needless to say, I've done 0 bait making in the past several days and I've just been 3D printing, but I look at it as it's an employee that you feed plastic and you don't have to pay.
It's bait
And-
making
Sure.
adjacent.
It works 24 hours a day. So I can be sitting, in my recliner watching a movie and I'm like, I'm working, the 3D printer's working. So things are getting done. I'm being productive. That's not true, but
Solid logic. I like it.
maybe
I
when
think
I
with
get up to
these-
7 printers. Yeah. Go ahead.
What these companies need to work on is a way, like when the print is done, they can figure out a way to like break off the piece and somehow like
Oh,
push it out the side of the machine. So
Belt
then it
printers.
huh?
No,
They already
That's
exist.
been-
Belt printers.
that's been no. There's
Do they? 'Cause
there's
that way you can just like put it on repeat. Like I need 15 of these, and then when it's done, it just like scoots it off and then starts
No.
a fresh new print again.
you don't
know?
need a belt printer. They came up with solutions that you can 3D print. So it basically puts your printer at an angle and then like a slight angle, and then you have a bin in front of it, and it runs a code. The G code will either, some of them just use the head to knock the print off. Some flex the plate where like it holds the plate in the back and then it flexes
Yeah,
it
flexes
and then
it, yeah.
pops off and then it pushes it. But yeah, dude, there's people who have full automated like systems in their basement, and that's exactly what they use. They can load
That's sweet.
15, 20, 100, and they'll just, the only time you need to do anything is when the filament runs out and you got to swap the spools. But even then, they have 2 spools on one roller. And then when one runs out, it picks up the other one. So you can have like a day of like,
That's
you
cool.
only do it like once a day, check them.
Well, the good news
It's
is it's still new, so I don't mind sitting there watching it for hours on end because it's kind of therapeutic, but
It's
much more
crazy.
interesting than a resin
It's
printer.
crazy how much you can how many problems you can solve.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
things you didn't
Like
know
shop
was a
organization
problem. Right.
Yeah.
Shop organization.
becomes a problem in itself.
I've been playing with this thing this whole time. You see this? I 3D printed
Mhm.
it. This is to hold a garden hose nozzle on the end of a slop sink, but I needed to make sure it would fit like around the edge. So it like pops on. So I just printed this, but the whole thing is like wider, and because I didn't want to keep holding the thing to wash stuff. Stupid,
It's
right?
crazy
But
the things you can come up with.
No,
It was like it was
solves
a
the problem.
slight it was an inconvenience, and I was like, I'll just design something to like nobody else has that problem but me, but I fixed it for me.
That's the beauty of it all. So you can fix. Yeah. What is
Also,
it the
I-
saying? It's like,
Also, I
if
printed.
I
this
can't print it, it
kazoo.
can't be fixed.
Is
Yeah.
that how you recorded the theme song?
No,
No.
We changed
But
our
I
theme
do-
song.
I do know it by
'Cause-
heart.
Don't get us a copyright strike again, or don't get us pulled off Spotify. YouTube doesn't care, but Spotify, for some reason, hated our theme song from season 1. So we got a new one.
What? Why?
I don't know. We just kept getting our episodes pulled off of Spotify because of that song. It was for 20 or 10 seconds at the beginning and 20 seconds at the end. And it would, Spotify said no. I
Weird.
guess it was just a YouTube license. YouTube didn't care. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, you need to check out the new theme song. It's, I performed it myself. Trevor played the drums and Anthony played the guitar. So
I'm also
really
a drummer.
good at the guitar.
Yeah, come to the
I'm a
shop and
friend.
hang out, Trev.
Well,
our friend Chad did all the mastering, Chad GPT.
Oh, I've heard of him. That's
Chad
pretty
Webb.
good.
Yeah.
but I'll still
But-
come and hang out.
Anyway, so that's what we've all been working on. Trevor's drowning in shop, Anthony's drowning in molds, and I'm drowning in 3D printed multi-board panels. So that's
It's good.
actually, I wish I was drowning in them because that means I could be able to actually get started on putting them together and up. But no, I have a severe shortage of those panels at this point in time. It's the opposite. Anywho, all right. Well, fellas, are we ready for our question of the week to close this thing out?
Let's do it.
All right. It is time for our question of the week. If you have a question that you would like us to answer on a future episode of the Bait Boys podcast, leave it down in the comments below. While you're down there, give us a like, give us a share, give us a donut. I don't know, but anything you can do. Join the Patreon, buy some merch, follow 8-Bit Baits and Baitchuckin, all while you're down there. But yeah, leave your questions, and there is a possibility that it could be answered on a future episode. There's a high likelihood because we are running thin on questions again. So leave us your questions of the week.
Leave
But
your
this week's
questions
question,
below. What? Come on. What is going
we
on
gotta
here?
have questions. You gotta have questions. I know there's
Interaction.
people out there.
Let's go.
This week's question comes from Andy G. And Andy wants to know, would you rather deal with an angry Karen yelling at you from her porch or a spot crowder getting way too close?
What's a spot crowder?
So somebody who like, I've had it happen in both situations where you're out on your boat and then somebody pulls up like just right next to you, starts fishing the same spot, or you're fishing from the bank and somebody saddles up next, like too close for comfort. Which of those two scenarios would you rather deal with? So
How
we'll
far is
start off.
Carrie?
She's
Yeah,
on her
that's
porch.
important.
So,
How far am I from her?
20 feet?
I mean, yelling, 20 yards, I'd say.
All right.
All right.
Within 20 yards. Sure. I just made that up. But yeah, let's go
Well,
with
that's
it
fine.
for the sake
I
of
just
time.
I needed a distance. That's all.
20
Like,
yards. You got a
Michael
20-yard
can
Karen
answer.
or a 10-foot spot crowder.
Gotcha.
But as always, we'll go guests first. Michael, which of those two scenarios would you rather deal with?
I'm taking the angry Karen all day, every day. That's a easy, no-brainer decision as far as I'm concerned. Considering I fish on the Delta, someone pulls up too close to you, you don't know if they're packing, if they're going to roll you, or what's going on. So I'd much rather deal with some angry lady on the shore. Like, I don't know, like you're just wasting hot air, lady. Whatever. Like, yeah, I'm still going to keep fishing. But someone pulls up next to you. Like, I don't mind if someone's fishing. I don't know, whatever. I just moved to a different spot. I'm not like that. But you really don't know from a safety perspective anymore these days. And I much prefer to deal with an angry Karen.
I agree.
Geographical situation. Yeah. Well, maybe I should have that concern whenever I'm out on the lakes here, but
no, I mean, I would say lakes are a lot different. Right? I mean, you're on a lake, that's a lot different scenario. The Delta is very broad, open, public access everywhere, thousands of miles. I don't know how many hundreds of marinas. The Delta's its own beast.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Anthony, what do you already said you'd rather deal with the Karen?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely dealing with Karen. Somebody 10 feet from me, that's too close. Like, they might want to talk to me. I'm just trying to relax and fish, or like,
there's that too. Yeah.
They just basically that's it. I'm just like, when I'm fishing, I'm just like in my zone, mostly zoned out. But yeah, so Karen, 20 yards away, she could be yelling. I probably won't even hear her. That's how tuned out I am from reality. Now, if she was 10 feet from me, that's why the distance thing mattered. If she was like 10 feet from me yelling, now I have that problem of, well, now I have to interact with her. So I might go with the
20 yards isn't that far away.
It's pretty far, dude. It's far enough that I can, like, they look smaller 20 yards away. So that means they're at least quieter, even yelling.
Okay.
That's my logic. Karen.
That's okay. That's a logic. Yeah. That's fair. Trevor, what about you? Angry Karen or spot crowder?
Oh, I'm going to take the Karen all day because I had a guy come too close to me on the water one time. He threatened to shoot me. I threatened to shoot him back. Like,
See what I'm saying, bro?
he came up to me and he's showing me stuff and he's like, I'm here, but I'm clearly here. You boxed me in the corner of this of the lake now. You know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, you got a big boat. I'm on a kayak. You got the whole water. Why do you want to be right next to me? And he's just talking crap. And then he shows me something and he's like, I'm a cop. I said, I'm a cop too. Like, what the hell does that mean? Yeah. So after,
who's your sergeant?
Right? After a situation like that, I'd rather deal with the Karen yelling at me or whatever. Ken, I don't give a crap. Let's go. 20 yards. This guy was too close for comfort. And, I didn't like that he was trying to intimidate me, so, Karen all day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spot crowder.
You don't think the Karen's trying to intimidate you?
Listen, I could turn my back to that. This guy was in my face. I'm sitting in the water.
Okay.
He's standing in the water. You know what I mean? He's showing me something. I'm trying to show him something. And, I was in a losing situation, but I'm not going to back down. And I would take the Karen.
Okay. That's fair. I guess I'm going to be the one different one in the group because as the chaotic neutral that I am, I would much rather mess with a spot crowder than a Karen. And that's how I would handle that situation is I would cast over their line. I would, I'm not talking about like if they're in the same cove. That's
a great way to get shot.
Well, see, that's what I did.
It's a great way to get to shoot somebody too. Like I'm not worried about it, but
I cast right onto his boat.
Yeah.
And the guy didn't appreciate that. I didn't appreciate him pushing me right against the bank.
Yeah. I I don't make it a habit to just mess with people for no reason. But if somebody has it coming, that is my sole purpose in life for that 10, 20 minutes or however long, is to see how far I can push them without actively pushing them. Like just little things, like just little frustrating things to where I could just, if they say something, I can shuck it off as, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I don't like start yelling at them or anything like that. Like, that's not how I like to, I'm not saying this is the right way to handle these situations. This is just the most fun way for me. And it's just, if I've got Karen yelling at me from her porch, I'm not able to tune that out. And it's not as fun for me to just like clap back at a Karen.
Yeah, I'd much rather mess with the Karen than the dude next to me on the water.
Yeah.
I
Again,
get
I'm not saying it's the right
real
hand.
quick.
Yeah. That's not as fun for me though. Like, it's not as fun for me to because I'm talking about a situation where somebody is intentionally coming in and trying to invade the space that I've already been occupying, right? Like, I'm not like, go fish on the other side of the cove. And then when I leave, come fish this spot if you want to fish it so bad. Like, I'm not going to be here long. Why are you climbing right up my butt to try to fish the same tree that I'm fishing when there's a whole lake here? Like,
Because it's their spot.
I don't care if it's their spot. You don't own the water, just like Karen doesn't own
But
the
they're in
water
a
under her
tournament.
dock. I don't care.
You know how much money they paid? You know how much money in gas they're spending?
Then you should probably be better at fishing to where you don't have to rely on one tree to get your bag, bro. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Or did you like, is that where your stringer is?
He must fish on the most polite lakes ever, I tell you.
Do you have your stringer tied to that tree with the 6 bass you caught yesterday on it? Like, is that why you need to get to that tree so bad? That happens a lot around here. People will go pre-fish tournaments and just hide the fish and put them on a stringer and sink it into the water.
Oh, yeah, seen that before. Yeah. Oh, look at that buoy. That's just chilling out in the middle of nowhere in some random slough. Wonder what that's tied to night before tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'll say this. I won't elaborate. Missouri is a constitutional carry state and everybody knows that. So that's not usually a factor because everybody's armed. So so it keeps from getting to that.
Well, you're allowed to be when you're hunting and fishing. That's a federal law, so luckily for that. No, but like out here right now, like the Delta, for example, it's goose hunting season right now. So half the dudes on the water all got like rifles and everything. So if you don't, I would
probably shouldn't mess with them.
Taking the Karen over the. I mean, I've literally been times where my buddy and I were like trolling down a slough, not even the engine on, and when they're in the hunting boats, they're all camouflaged. We've had guys fire warning shots. Like, not even yell. You think they could yell? No, they just pop one off in the air. We're like you're what the, you're like,
it's like, how was I supposed to see you?
Yeah, you're camouflaged. Good job. Like, all right, well, we'll be on our way. Crap. So it's an interesting one out here on the California Delta.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds like it. Great. Well, that was your question of the week. Again, leave us your questions. We need more questions. But gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you all for watching. Before we go, I want to say, don't forget to follow Michael and Baitchuckin, 8-Bit Baits. We'll leave all the links to everything down in the description below. Michael, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been a blast. I love coming on.
Thanks for joining.
And don't forget to get your entries in for the 8-Bit Baits Bait Boys Battle Royale.
I'm excited to see what everyone's going to make. Hopefully we see some pretty cool baits out of this.
Yeah. I'm looking for some innovation. That's what I want to see. Some new takes on stuff.
I got an idea for a video I'm going to make, but we'll talk about that next episode.
Okay. That's fair. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you. And thank you all for sticking through with us to the end. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Bait Boys Podcast, that's all we got. This episode is over, but there's always the next. Before you leave, like, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment below. It'll keep us alive. Thanks for making us your choice. It's all for now with the Bait Boys.
Good job, guys.
We got there.
We did it.